is the end result, while this is the effort, the strength, the time, the workmanship that was put to get these beautiful pieces that blessed your eyes. Today, I'm going to show you how you can create these beautiful decors at home from scratch and show you the materials you need to achieve that. Stay tuned with me. Today we are going to work with 4 molds since we are making 4 vases, and we are starting with this twin vase. It's widely called twin vase, and you can see I kind of cut the edge of the mold for easy unmolding. And also you might be surprised to see these pins. So these pins are for the shape of the vase. The vase has a hole just like the donut vase. So you need to put pins to hold the place together so that the gypsum you are pouring inside is not going to touch that part of the hole. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If you look at the finished part, I think it explains it better. I reserved some pins to demonstrate to you how I put the pins in the whole area. So if you're afraid of using your bare hands, you can use a plier to just punch the pin into the mold. If you're curious about where to get these molds, you can get them on Temu or Shein, or you can order them from China if you have someone that sources items for you from China, or also check your local market for silicone molds for gypsum specifically. Now to start pouring our gypsum, I'm going to use this container and my whisker. If you just stumble across this video and you don't know how to work with gypsum, I've linked down my first video on gypsum crash course so you can watch to understand better, or if you have any question, you can drop it down in the comment section. So I'm starting with water. You know, for gypsum powder, you need only water. I've poured a generous amount of water. Based on my experience, I don't need to measure the water and powder ratio. So I'm just going to start pouring, and you're going to be surprised because this quantity was enough for the 2 molds I'm pouring. So you add your gypsum powder and you start whisking gently. It's already soft, so it's not going to have any clumps, but it's just good to whisk properly. You also need to watch out for bubbles, which create holes on the end result vases. I'm also going to make a video to show you how you can fix those kind of errors. You need to make your paste a bit thicker, but not too thick. You can also watch my other videos to see how you can achieve that. Now that our mixture is done, I'm just gonna start pouring straight away. Mind you, it cures very fast, and the more it cures, the thicker it gets, which you end up getting something solid and leading to waste. So you need to be very quick. I'm starting with the smaller mold because it has a very narrow opening, and you know I told you it's gonna get thicker, so I need to quickly pour in the smaller vase. You can see it's getting more viscous, especially if you look at it when I'm pouring in the second mold. You can clearly see the difference. It's getting thicker now. Can you see? Also, the tapping is for the bubbles I told you to watch out. We need it to be a perfect paste, and that's why I'm trying to tap the mold. Now I'm pouring in the second mold, and I'm also tapping to avoid bubbles. I'm going to pour it to the very end, and that's all. We let it sit for like 30-40 to 1 hour to cure, and then we can be able to unmold. You can use a spatula or a spoon to be able to pour the remaining paste you have. Since you can see now it's a bit more thicker, it's not going to flow like before. So I used a spoon to pour the remaining paste into my mold, and I told you I got the right measurement without even measuring. That is the power of experience. Now I'm setting aside these molds to make way for the 2 other molds we are going to pour. These are the next set of molds we are going to be working with. I call them the European vases. We have the oval and round European vases. I'm going to repeat the same procedure of mixing my gypsum powder. I added my water first. Then I proceeded to add my gypsum powder in batches to avoid any clumps or bubbles. And I just kind of cut the video to make the thing straightforward and shorter for you. And there's that, we have our paste. It's time to pour now, and splashes happen here and there if you're working with gypsum. That's why you need to lay something down that you can be able to remove after. You have to be careful with this particular mold because sometimes it traps in a lot of air, which causes bubble on the vase. That's why I placed my finger there to help reduce the air. This vase in particular you can get on Temu. That's where I got mine, and it's a very beautiful vase. So after pouring, I let them sit for like 2 hours, and now we are ready to unmold. I also have a video on how you can easily unmold your vases, because I'm just going to be very quick here since this is not a tutorial on unmolding. So if you want to watch a tutorial video, you can watch the video. I'll link it down below for you. So I unmolded this beautiful vase, and for the finishing, I'm going to do it off camera. And I'm going to do the same procedure for the second vase also, just like you're peeling something, you know. And I think it's a perfect vase. We don't have any bubbles, thank God. Now I'm gonna set it aside to unmold our other vases called the twin vases. For the twin vases, I'm going to start by removing the pins. You can also use plier to pull the pin out for easy, removal. And after removing it, you're just gonna start unmolding by trying to peel something, I had to add pressure because this vase is very difficult. This mold is very, very difficult to unmold. So it took a lot of strength and energy for me to do that. Now I'm removing the excess unwanted gypsum found in the hole, and also using a cutter or a knife to remove and shape the hole very well. Just to have a standard finishing. You can also use sandpaper if the cutter is not enough. I'm repeating the same procedure for the Tina twin vase. This vase is very, very difficult to unmold. You can see the design, so you have to be very careful to unmold and pull it out. Maybe 1 or 2 more errors before you can get it right. I'm hoping you'll get it on the first try though. I also fixed the rough edges with my cutter. There we have it, the intertwined vase or the twin vase, so beautiful. We have unmolded our vases. The next thing to do is to color them. You can leave it like this if you want, but this tutorial is for colored vases. I will be using beige color on the twin vase. Then I'm going to use olive color for the round European vase, and finally white color for the oval European vase. Now let's start with the twin vase. Can you see how I am holding the vase? That will give you, an easy way to color it. Just hold just 2 spots so that by the time you are done, you can just keep it and color that spot that you were holding. You can see I did not leave any place out. I colored the inner, the bottom, everywhere. I'm also doing the same thing for the tiny twin vase. If you use a soft brush, it's going to be so flawless and beautiful. Now, this is my olive color. Mind you, I made these colors myself. I like to be very careful with the shade I use, which is a unique thing to do. If you're also doing this business, you need to be very unique with your colors. Just sit and mix colors together to get what you want. So this is a famous olive color that I use for my vases. This color is very, very beautiful. I love it so much, and it goes well with the beige color. It's always a sellout for me. You might be curious to know the kind of color I'm using. I'm using acrylic color, yes, the one for painting. It's just that I add a bit of water to mine to make it less thick. I don't want it thicker. I get flawless finishing when it's a bit watery. Now for this one, I'm going to use a spray paint. I prefer spray paint mostly for my whites. This is a very good spray paint. I always recommend it. It's not a paid advert. It's just that I've used it for quite some time and it's really good. I'm just going to spray it all over, and you can clearly see the difference. I'm going to let it sit for 2 hours, and here we have it. A perfect finishing. Never joke with your finishing. Now these vases are vases you can sell for as much as you like because they're really unique, they're beautiful, and you can just get the materials in your local market to start this beautiful business. Or if you want to gift it to a person, or if you want a personal use, whatever you want to do with it, it's just there for you to grab this knowledge and use. I'm going to use olive flowers for the European vase. Flowers, I got it for real, and it's so beautiful. Then for the twin vase, I'm using these olive peony flowers, and these flowers brought out the beauty of the twin vase more. Always mix good shades of your flowers and the color of your vases. This is our end result. Thank you so much for watching. I'm putting together a crash course, a detailed crash course on how you can work with gypsum and start this business from start to finishing to packaging, everything you need. So if you're interested in joining this course, comment interested and send me a message via this mail so that I can add you to the wait list. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. If you have more questions, you can drop it down at the comment section. I'm always there for you. Bye.